These are some of the fattest bears of 2024. How do we know this? We'll tell you in a little bit, but first, why do bears get so fat around this time of year? Put your guesses below and keep watching for the answer. Hurricane Milton made landfall Wednesday night, moving from the Gulf of Mexico to the west coast of Florida. It was downgraded to a Category 3 storm right before it hit. It drenched Sarasota, south of Tampa Bay, and brought wind speeds of over 100 miles per hour. The city of St. Petersburg recorded over 16 inches of rain, and it ripped part of the roof off Tropicana Stadium, home of the Tampa Bay Rays. Milton also caused more than 20 tornadoes to sweep through the state. Millions are without power right now as the storm has moved out to sea. Experts were worried about Milton's storm surge, which is the water that hurricanes push from the ocean onto the shore. The Sarasota County governor said it saw up to 10 feet of storm surge, but overall, it doesn't seem like the flooding was quite as bad as expected. Officials are going to continue to evaluate as cleanup begins. But states in the southeast are still struggling to handle the damage from Helene. 40 trillion gallons of rain fell in the southeast, according to NOAA scientists. That's enough water to fill about 60 million Olympic-sized swimming pools. Hundreds of people have died and many are still missing, and power is out in some places, and cleanup is going to take a lot of time. President Biden and both presidential candidates have visited some of the impacted areas. There is some good news though. Communities are teaming up for those most in need. And if you and your family want to help, check out our description. We have links to different organizations below.
Google's made some changes to its platforms going into the election. Here's what they look like. If you're searching for candidates on YouTube, owned by Google, a panel may appear above the search results with information about that person's political party, their official website, or YouTube channel. As election day gets closer, YouTube's homepage will have reminders on where and how to vote. And Google's search will help people who are eligible to vote find out how to register by showing information from state election offices. Even the Google Play Store is going to have a special badge that shows when an app is from a real government agency. All right, why did Google do all of this? It's happening to prevent misinformation. It means when information is inaccurate and the facts are simply wrong. Here are 3 things you can do to check if what you're watching or reading is accurate. Always double, triple, quadruple check what you're seeing or reading. You want to make sure more than one credible source is sharing the same information. Use a fact-checking website like Snopes or factcheck.org to verify before you share the information. Also, trust your gut. If something feels fishy, do some extra research. If you want more tips, comment more down below. Happy Fat Bear Week. Yep, to all who celebrate.
And that's us.
And this is not a made-up holiday. Fat Bear Week is an annual competition from Explorer.org, a documentary and webcam company. The week celebrates brown bears living in the Katmai National Park in Alaska. The bears are matched against each other like a tournament, and people have been casting their vote for the fattest bear to advance in the bracket.
Remember earlier, I asked how do these bears get so fat around this time? The answer is for survival. Brown bears go into hibernation for months in the winter with no food, and they can lose up to 1/3 of their body weight while they're hibernating. So they bulk up in late summer and fall to get ready. So just how fat can these bears get? Large male brown bears can weigh up to 1,500 pounds, and that is as heavy as a grand piano.
This is Chunk. Earlier this summer, he was caught eating 42 salmon in about 10 hours. I personally find that very greedy.
That's like an all-you-can salmon buffet.
That's funny.
Got it.
You can see the before and after here from June to September. This is Grazer. She's a mom and one of the toughest female bears in the national park. I like her.
Yeah, you can tell. You don't mess with Mama Bear.
This bear doesn't have a name. They call her 909. She does have a family history in the competition. Her mom was the 2018 Fat Bear Week champion.
What do you think her mom's name was if she's 909?
I think 809.
Oh, okay. Only one bear could reign supreme on Fat Bear Tuesday, the day they revealed the winner. And that bear is Grazer. With over 70,000 votes, she's now back-to-back champion, and she's also the first bear to win while caring for cubs. So what's next for these bears? They will go into their dens in November or December, and they won't come out of hibernation until the summer.
For the first time in its 173-year history, women have their own event in the America's Cup. They'll even have their own trophy. This is a big deal because now that female sailors have their own regatta, they're being given an equal experience to male sailors, opening up more opportunities in the future. In fact, 17 of the women competing across the 12 female teams are Olympian. The America's Cup is an annual sailing competition. It's been going on basically since before any other sporting event, even the Olympics. It got its name in 1851 after the winning boat named America. This year's competition is happening in Barcelona, Spain. The inaugural women's events began last weekend and end with the finals on October 13th. Hey Larry.
Yeah?
What do you call an elephant when you're trying to get its attention?
Is this the start of a joke?
Absolutely not. It is the start of information. Yes, it's a real question, and the answer is you call it by its name. New research from earlier this summer says elephants in Africa call and respond to unique sounds, like names.
Elephants make a low sort of rumble they can hear from long distances, and it sounds like this. Researchers spent time on a reserve in Kenya and actually heard them making different sounds for specific elephants.
Some of the noises elephants make are too low for humans to hear. So the scientists used AI to record and study the calls.
It's really rare for wild animals to be able to do this, but according to the study, elephants have families and social structures, which make them more likely to develop individual sounds for one another.
The large female is a mother and her calves are walking by, and she's strongly associated with these other females around here that are also, her sister or her cousins, and those bonds they maintain for life.
Baby dolphins and parrots also invent vocal ways of identifying each other, and scientists think parrots might do the same to get another parrot's attention.
This is important because learning more about the way elephants communicate helps us better understand how they, and other animals in the wild, think and learn. There's so much to know about elephants, so head to our channel because I visited 100 giant sculptures here in New York City, and they're telling a story about how humans and elephants can live together peacefully. So make sure you check it out.
This weekend is Yom Kippur, the most sacred day in the Jewish calendar. It's a day of atonement where people reflect and ask for forgiveness for the year ahead. Most Jews fast from sunset to sunset on this holiday.
Yom Kippur is the conclusion of what's known as the High Holidays, which began 10 days ago with Rosh Hashanah, the Jewish New Year. So for those of you honoring Yom Kippur this upcoming weekend, we want to wish you an easy fast. And that's our show, so we will see you next time. Did anybody else hear baby dolphins and parents?